20 minutes. You have taken the whole afternoon. So be kind also to the work, and we consider the importance of your contribution, and that's why I've been flexible. So please.
Thank you, Co-Chair. We thought we have been forgotten because the leaders in the US have taken almost all the time. I just want, first of all, to respond to the issue raised by Mheshimiwa Cicely, Amal, and Catherine. First of all, I want to be on record that we have not been pursuing a narrative as was indicated by Mheshimiwa Barire. We are not pursuing a narrative. And for me to prove that, let me give you one thing. I want to explain how the results were done. It was not possible for sure for the 7 commissioners to verify and tally to 46,229 polling stations. We are talking from inside. So what happens when you cast your vote at the closure of the time of the polling station, there is the presiding officer at that polling station will count the votes. They will fill the form, the result form, and that is the form that Masit is talking about. It is actually not the ballot papers. It's the result form, which they had 2 copies. Once they are counted and they are entered in the record and they are signed by the agents, then the presiding officer at that polling station, using the KIMS kit, takes the photo, image of that result form. It is sent to the National Tallying Center, and then the same is sent to the constituency returning officer. Right? So, the correctness of those results is verified at that particular point. After that, according to the information we had from the mathematics who are providing the technology, it is that image that was, when it comes to the National Tallying Center, the same image is supposed to have been sent to the public portal. Right? This is an issue which we need to address, because what happened? When the image went, you cannot change the image. The image was converted from the picture image to PDF. And what we are seeing in the public photo is the PDF. And that was not part of what was the result part. It is the same image that was supposed to appear at the public photo. That is important to note. After that, all the polling stations within a constituency are supposed to deliver the original form which they sent to the constituency tallying center, so that at that particular point you are able to count the votes cast for the members of parliament and all the other candidates, including the presidential. Form 34B, the first one was the Form 34A. Form 34A was done at the polling station. Form 34B is done at the constituency. Right? That is supposed to fill all the results, and at that particular point, the returning officer announces the presidential results in that constituency for each candidate. And they fills the form 34B. Right? It is filled at the constituency. And at that particular point, he will announce who are the winners. So what we are saying is, and that is what Mainakia said. The results are returned for the presidential candidate are returned at the constituency. Now, once you fill from that 4B, you come, you set the image, then you come with the original to the National Tallying Center. And that is why all the 290
could be, Wanderi, just so that we don't go through the whole process. The specific questions were not on the process, because the process, all these people are political players, they know the process.
They don't know because of Omar.
What
Omar said.
The question, I'm just paraphrasing the question for you, because
yes.
I also had a related question.
Yes.
Because if we take the route you are taking, we may be here up to tomorrow.
Okay.
The question was, now the 34B that is used to declare results at the constituency. The four of you, did you have a single 34B that was different with the results against the results that were declared and on the public portal? Whether it was PDF, whether it was photograph, did you have one single form that showed or that you can show different results other than the declared results? That was just a straight question.
That question cannot be answered that simply. Let me explain why. Because from that 4B, when they come to they were coming to the Bomas here at the National Tallying Center. All from that 4Bs, after verification on the floor of the Bomas, and I saw you there, after verification by the agents, we were given to go and announce the results that has been verified at the floor of Bomas. That is what you saw us announcing, right? After we announced, the results were given to the chairman who went to tally. So the question is this, because they were not tallied before they were announced, they were announced after verification and given to the chairman, and when the chairman went to tally,
again,
he did listen.
Again, Wanderi, just to quicken the process, you did have a problem.
It's important to understand that the chairman did that one without the commissioner.
That's what I'm trying to help you. The problem you had was at the point of announcement by the chairman for tallying, isn't it? Not at the point the form comes to Bomas, we verify as party agents, it goes to the chairman now, then the chairman has his own system at the corner to tally. That is a corner you have a problem with, isn't it?
Yes, because we were not part of it.
Fine, that is a problem, that's where you have the problem. So our question was, you have a problem with that corner. Since you had forms being verified on the floor, and you announced some of those forms, do you have a single of those forms that you think you announced or was verified on the floor, but then the chairman used a different form or different results to tally?
Mheshimiwa, it was not possible for anybody to know the results, the number that the chairman tallied. If I announced 2,000 votes for you as a presidential candidate, and after that, I hand over the form, because we were not supposed to handle. Those are the results that were surrendered to the chairman, and he signed, he has received them. If he entered in the tallying 2,500, how would I know?
So you never
system.
Maybe that's what you never. Sorry. I just wanted to be clear.
Just so long you hear from Omogeni.
It is important.
I just wanted to be clear.
Question, and I'm answering that question.
Yes, I wanted to be
We were
clear
not involved
in tallying
yes.
and verification.
And verification.
In the entire presidential result.
Verification was done by the candidate agents, and we were supervising that.
Yes.
But the tallying, we were not involved, and that is the responsibility of the commissioners.
So the results could have been changed after verification, before and before the final announcement upon the tallying.
And that is the darkest area we are talking about.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Until the announcement.
A question to that assertion.
Yes, Cicely.
You know, Commissioner Wanderi, what you're saying is not a small matter.
It is not a small
You have a whole nation to deal with here.
Yes.
How come you are not able to prove to the Supreme Court show any evidence where what the chairman announced and what was verified was in variance? Why didn't you prove that to the highest court of the land? Then you come to bring it here.
Wanderi, I'll just
You have an
plead with you.
opportunity,
Just
Commissioner Wanderi. You have an opportunity.
Cecily,
No,
Commissioner.
you know, he's making some very, very clear, serious allegations.
Commissioner.
And the question is, why were you unable to prove that what you're saying right now before the Supreme Court? That was your moment. That was your moment as commissioner.
Excuse me.
Then you bring it here where we cannot verify what you're saying.
But Chairman.
Just hold on. I beg of you, relax. Just relax. That's why I'm asking you to relax. Yeah? Once you are relaxed, take your time, listen to the question being put to you. Don't start answering a question before it has even been put to you. That way you will save us a lot of time. Because you're interjecting, you don't even hear the question you are being asked, you answer a different question, and it clearly looks now like there is a narrative, as you are denying, you want to push. So I will plead with you, be patient. We have been very patient with you. Be patient and listen to the questions being put to you. Omogeni asked you a question. Cecily was in the verge of asking you a question. You keep interrupting. Allow her to finish. Cecily, just finish.
Sorry.
Chair, mine is a simple concern. He's come before this committee. They were party to the petition that was before the Supreme Court. Did you prove to the Supreme Court that there was a variance between what was verified in Form 34B and what the chairman tallied? Were you able to prove what you're saying here before the Supreme Court?
Chair, we have.
I hope it's a question you're asking,
yes,
not answering.
It's a question I'm asking, and
go ahead.
It speaks to the question I asked you. You know, we have the decision of the Supreme Court, okay? And if you read paragraph 55, on the issue of tally, this is what the Supreme Court says, that the chairperson on his part did not make matters any better by maintaining a stoic silence, even as things appeared to be falling apart. And I asked you a simple question, which I want you to confirm and explain to us, that did you participate in the tally?
I have said
Just note that question.
That's the only explanation I wanted from you. After that, I'll be at peace.
So you'll answer that. My other question was, so that you answer them together, in relation to what you had been asked earlier. You aver that you never participated in the tallying. The forms have been verified on the floor under your supervision and other commissioners and IEBC staff by party agents. They are satisfied, you go announce, and where they are dissatisfied, there was an appellate mechanism where you go and question. When all those forms were verified and you announce, then they go to the corner where they are being now tallied. The straight question we asked was, one, do you have a single incident where a form was verified on the floor, confirmed by party agents to be the results as announced at the polling stations, because the party agents were confirming against their agents' results? They confirm it, you announce, for instance, or Commissioner Ishongo announces, the form goes to Chairman Chebukati for tallying, and from the final tally, or as the tally, because the tallies were there on the portal, you could identify that the forms uploaded on the portal being used for tallying are different from the form that was used to announce the results. Number two, and lastly, Commissioner Wanderi, it's not only the commission that was tallying. There were other institutions, including members of the Fourth Estate, who were tallying. Yes. And Kenyans all over, and other people. including election observers, are you here today telling us that the country can only believe the Cherera 4 commissioners, not everybody else who was in Bomas, not the election observers, not the Supreme Court? The country should only take Wanderi, Nyang'aya, Cherera, Masit as what they say is a gospel truth. Lastly, Commissioner Masit or Cherera, one of them said you are called greenhorns. I would want a confirmation from you as to whether that is true. You are greenhorns, whether you are referred to as greenhorns, and do you think you having been seen as greenhorns influence the other commissioners maybe to have the divisions that you have? Because that is what is important to this dialogue committee, to inform us on the process of appointing commissioners. We are not here to reevaluate or to reevaluate the Supreme Court decision or other state organs' decisions. We are here to look for solutions. Do you think the manner through which the 4 of you are appointed as commissioners had a bearing to the divisions that ended up with the commission? That, to me, is what would be guiding and helping this commission. So that next, when we appoint a new commission, we must know how do we appoint a commission that will not end up being dysfunctional as you are telling us yours was.
Thank you. Just very finally, can you also just confirm, for record purposes, that even though you are party to the announcement of results as verified, okay, you had no capacity to know whether what you announced ended up in the final tally, okay, upon handling by the chairperson of the commission, upon exclusive handling by the chairperson of the commission?
Okay.
Yes.
Can I answer first and foremost?
Yeah, go ahead now and answer those ones.
Okay. Yeah. First and foremost, I want to answer the question.
Give me time to answer an email on please.
Okay.
Yes. No, please let's also have some time. I want to confirm, contrary to the Constitution and the Election Act, the commissioners, particularly the 4 of us, were not involved in the tallying. That is simple. And therefore, we cannot be able to say that what we announced was the same that was in the final tally.
Fair enough, Commissioner, since you also did clarify that it is not practical for all commissioners to do that work themselves.
So,
fair enough.
Not finished. I want to answer Mheshimiwa Ishungwa. We are really here to help. We are really here to help in the Constitution and the IEBC in future.
Yes.
We are not here to justify what we did or to question what the Supreme Court decision. We are not, and we do not want to go that route. We are looking at the future and saying, arising out of what is happening here, we are going to have a better commission. And that is why he gave those recommendations. Included the recommendation that there should be a body, and we are looking at a Committee on Administration of Justice to be able to intervene wherever there are issues within a commission, because you get to a point where you cannot agree, all of you or some of you, and the issues are important, and they are important to the nation. So we are proposing that there has to be a body that can be able to do that. So,
we are winding up now.
Yes.
Please.
Mheshimiwa Mbalile, with due respect, we are not saying we were right and everybody else was wrong. We are just explaining the procedure the way it happened. Where there are flaws within that procedure, let the committee recommend the legal action to be taken. That's what we are here for. Where there are issues that need to be clarified, let the committee pick them up and be able to hear. Mheshimiwa Ishungwa, we are not going that route. We are here to assist this committee. Okay.
Thank you, Anderi.
Although he didn't answer my most pertinent issue
Okay, I'll ask you.
about whether there was a
There-
single form
Any variances in
that
the form?
was in variance with what the. Yeah, I mean, you're a commissioner. You also had access
Okay,
to the
allow
portal.
him
Let me answer
to.
that. I'm sorry.
And you don't. I don't know. Is also an
I will be
answer.
brief. I will be very brief. All the forms were surrendered to the chairman. No commissioner was having any form. And for that reason, there's
No,
nothing,
yeah.
there was nothing to produce because the whole document, after we
Oh,
announced,
you do not know.
we do not know what
Very
happened
good.
after that. That is
Nyang'aya.
Commissioner Nyang'aya.
Yes, thank you very much. A lot has been covered by my colleagues, but I want to put something straight, very clear, about the CEO coming in and giving the chairman Chebukati a 3-page, I think it was a 3-page or a 4-page paper document. And he gives him, they didn't talk. He looked at this paper and he said, oh, we have a winner. And then we are now trying to see who is the winner. And then he says, it is the deputy president. He walks out of the boardroom, goes to his office, and comes back generously with documents for each one of us. That document was a summary of county data. It was not the result for 34C. 34C is the result. Now, looking at the document, and we asked, Mr. Chairman, how do I know when I actually...
Nyang'aya, with all due respect.
Let me finish, please, because this is important.
Let him finish.
Guide, Commissioner.
Yeah.
We did guide that we do not want to reopen the Supreme Court matter.
I agree, but you asked a question, sir.
Which is important.
It's a question
Yeah.
that you want you to answer,
Yes.
not the process as it were. Because
so
there are the things you said in your affidavits,
Maybe
or
that-
litigated in court. Please don't take
Maybe just summarize
But
that bit of Chebukati coming
Now-
with
now-
things. Yeah.
now that one, and so when now we thank you very much, and now then when we ask the question, what he said is this: the law gives me the responsibility to announce and declare results, and we said, but you can only do that from what we have verified, and we didn't actually know what had been verified. So he said, listen, people have been waiting the whole day.
You didn't know what had been tallied or verified.
We did not know what had been tallied.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
verified was.
Yes, we didn't know. Because it is summarized in a county format, not constituency format as we had been announcing. And so he says, the law gives me the responsibility to go and declare results. And we asked, but Mr. Chairman, is this the commission result or this is your result? And he said, anybody who wants to work with me to declare results, follow me. And we are not children. And I realize that you did make a bit of a fuss around the word arrogance. So I am not going to use it. But that's how we felt. And Chebukati walked out and we were left because in the boardroom. And that's what I want to make very clear, that we were left in the boardroom. Amongst us, therefore, we say...
Allow me, Nyang'aya, now that you have gone into the details, was that before or after the National Security Advisory Council set foot in Bomas?
It was at 4:30. The national security had come at about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
We had finished with.
And just also by way of follow-up, so by the time Chebukati walked out to go to the main stage, that's what he was doing, isn't it? When he said, like, those who want to announce the results, follow me. So he was coming to the main auditorium.
I suspect that's what he was doing.
So between that time, the time he was just getting to the main auditorium to announce the results, that's the time you left for Serena? Or because that was great speed?
No, we stayed to consult. We said, what do we need to do right now? And we realized that we need to go and tell the country that we are not working together with Chebukati to the state to announce. So what then do we have to do? And we decided that we'll go to the press center, which is just out here. And we decided that we'll go there. And somebody said, no. Here, people will fight. It is dangerous. Can we go somewhere else? And we agreed that we'll go somewhere else.
Okay, just to be
That's
quick.
when you
So
went
you
to
left,
Serena.
Chebukati left you in the boardroom, he walked into the auditorium.
No, we don't know
where he went.
He left. He
left.
He said, "Those who want to follow me, follow me."
Yeah.
You are left seated in the boardroom.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then, as he announced, maybe that's when you went to Serena.
Because your announcement came before we were looking. There was a split screen.
Announcement came before Chebukati.
The time doesn't reconcile.
We were not in control of what Chebukati was doing after he had left the room.
Yes, but Chair.
Whether he had gone to the toilet or gone to the kitchen. We
But
actually
Chair.
didn't know.
But Chair.
Yes.
These same commissioners who claim they have no idea what was being tallied, immediately the chairman said, those who want to announce the results with me, follow me. They don't know what has been tallied, quickly ran to Serena, and Cherera's words were that the votes have been, the announcement is 100.01%.
Which is 231.
Which is 142,000 votes more than what has been tallied. So they didn't know what has been tallied, but within the moment of leaving Bomas and getting to Serena, they already know what has been tallied. What a contradiction. People who know nothing suddenly know the figure, even including 0.01.
That's the first statement.
Let me correct
Nyangaya, maybe you've heard what Seth is asking.
Let me correct this, because this is very, very important. Yes. We had the results of what Chebukati thought was the result, which was not the result. It was in county format. It did not tell anybody and us that Muranga, for example, that we had announced was this, because it was subsumed into a county format. When you are talking about Mheshimiwa Bariri,
County format, you mean the aggregate of the votes at the county level?
At the county, not at the constituency.
Not at the constituency.
And Form 34C is all about constituency.
So let me ask, are you saying that you never populated the results per constituency in Form C?
No, we didn't.
You never?
What was given to us was on the county. We never did that.
You confirm.
We were hoping that we'll get that.
So as we speak today, can I get it clear? As we speak today, do we have Form 34C that has results from 290 constituencies?
We have never seen that. We never saw it on the day that Chebukati brought the results.
Yeah. You do not have, you have not seen good answer.
But let me
just pick it up from there as you go back to Sicily. Were those matters canvassed in your affidavits at the Supreme Court?
Yes, they were.
Thank you. And we did indicate we are not reopening the case. Answer says.
Yes,
Now-
let me just answer. The 152 that you said, 142 that you said that we knew about, we did not. It is at the Supreme Court. After we had sat down, we sat down and computed that.
But-
We never said.
But you know, I have my
Commissioner
phone here.
Nyang'aya, that is
Chair,
absolutely not true.
Chair, on my phone I have the video of your statement.
absolutely not true, Commissioner.
Serena Cherera
Maybe you play it.
actually referred to the 100.01%, which he said translates into 142.
That was the second press conference.
And that,
Wanderi.
Whatever.
The first press conference you
that
did.
was the first day
Yes.
when you went to Selena.
Yes.
We said we will give a statement
Later.
tomorrow.
Yes.
That is a statement that contained what Mheshimiwa Barire is saying. All right?
Okay, Nyang'aya, please
And-
conclude.
Yes.
So,
Because at this rate we may
as I
never finish.
conclude,
Please.
as I conclude, we have goodwill for this committee and for the country. And we need to soberly examine all these things that people say, because it will come back and bite us one day. Because some of the statements that we are making may not be resonating with other people at this time. But for democracy, it is about the ballot box. By and by, we might actually not have ballot papers in the box, but we might actually have a human being in the box making decision on behalf of the people, because they have been given opportunity to unilaterally make those
Commissioner, there is
Thank you.
one last question you didn't answer. The mode, which I said is the most important thing for this dialogue committee. Do you think the mode of your appointment had anything to do with the dysfunctional nature of the commission that you served in?
Yes, I want to say and answer it in this way. Kriegler report did say that commissioners needs to be selected 2 years before. We were only selected 8 or 9 months before the elections. That way, we had found that many things had been done, and when we walked in, it is as if we are an interference.
So you feel the manner in which you are appointed had a bearing as to the workings of your commission, hence you being called greenhorns, feeling you are left out, and you think the country should follow the Kriegler recommendations in that light.
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman.
But Wanderi also thinks, just a minute, Commissioner. Wanderi also thinks that the executive commissioners, against the recommendations of the Kriegler Commission, is also a good thing?
Yes.
And is a direct question.
Yes, it's a good thing.
You
Sir.
think we should have executive commissioners?
I think
At
so.
least a chair and the vice chair, the way you put it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there a chance, Chair, also, and let's, we be honest, because we want to make things better, that whoever appointed you or proposed your name influenced the decisions you made in that commission. And therefore, the division that was there, because all these people came from somewhere, proposed by certain politicians.
Maybe any one of you can answer that question.
That really helps us in the way forward for the commission.
I can
I
go.
wonder, let us allow, is that...
Does the current system allow for politicians to appoint people?
No, that's what I was going to
I
say.
thought you applied.
allow...
In paper, it doesn't. In practice, in the last
Hold on, Commissioner
4
Masisi.
commissioners were actually appointees through certain politicians. That's a fact.
In
We know
actual
it.
fact, Commissioner Wanderi, and I will allow Commissioner Wanderi, then Commissioner Masit to close in answering that question, and I would want you to draw reference to the High Court decision that invalidated the manner in which you are appointed by having the Parliamentary Service Commission having 4 panelists and it was largely felt that it was unconstitutional by the court. The court declared that particular act that led to your appointment as having been unconstitutional and said it was unfair for one institution to appoint 4 panelists. And that's why I asked you that particular question. And it's also common knowledge that then it was only 2 political players that participated in that process.
Can I say that the perception?
Hold on, Masit. Allow Wanderi 1 minute, then we'll close with you 1 minute.
I want to say this is perception. I attended an interview and I qualified for the position of the commissioner. I was not aware there were some politicians that were behind that.
Correct.
Therefore, if there is anything that this committee can recommend which can clear that perception for future, we are agreeable.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Part of it is what we are doing, Commissioner, I can assure you. I would have asked you how you are related to Honorable Kanini Kega.
We are not related at all.
Let's avoid that push.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Let's also, Chair, before Commissioner Masit says anything, if we really want to help this country,
Hold on, Masit.
if we really want to help this country, we must be true to what we do and we must face the facts. The facts are commissioners were proposed by certain politicians. If I was asked to substantiate, unfortunately, I don't want to go that route, I would. And they know the truth, except they want us to believe they just found themselves on a table for interview. And so if we want to help the future, we must stop politicizing the IEBC Commission by making sure the people who go there do not go there to protect the interests of certain politicians.
We hear you, Governor says, and that's why I cautioned Commissioner Wanderi that indeed the High Court agreed in the case filed by Omtata that the process through which you are appointed was unconstitutional because one institution was overbearing over all other stakeholders in an electoral process. Commissioner Masit, you are closing for us in half a minute.
Thank you.
And I hope it's to answer a question, not a lecture.
Yes, I want to talk on the issue of appointment, and I want to say for record that I'm a career public servant. I served in CKRC as deputy member. I served in IPPFC for boundaries as
and the CDF board.
And I was also a director of CDF and now as a commissioner. So I want to say I was qualified for the job. I was not pushed by anybody, but I did an interview and qualified like anybody. That's why I was taken to court.
Thank you very much.
I was able to keep me that time to say that I was an Udamon just because I came from this.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Chair,
yes.
In finalizing, I want us to say that the procedure was standing, announcing, and then verification, and then declaration. So, announcing came before verification and declaration of results. So that's where we missed verification, but declaration was the chairman. And finally, on the issue of Ruto, I think Ruto should be called. He said some commissioners went to meetings, and he mentioned names.
Okay.
So I think also that issue should
Thank you, Commissioner Masit.
Thank you very much.
We wish you all the best. Asante. I think we close it there.
Yes, I think now we shall excuse you, commissioners, Wanderi and Nyangaya.
Do we take lunch?
I must confess that Nyanga is a personal
Plans
friend.
of governors.
Okay,
I'm a personal
let's bring in the Council of Governors.
COG. Thank you very much,
listen.
Cherera and Masit.
Yes, if you have any documents, you Karibu, Commissioner Masit. Cherera, you may continue.
Thank you.
We did submit a written memorandum to the committee, and we stand by that. We only want the good of the commission and our country. What we as the 4 commissioners were taken through is not something that we wish any other commissioner, when appointed, to be taken through what we went through. So in the good faith of our country, we want the next generation of commissioners at IEBC be people that will be handled with integrity that it deserves. And their voice will not be shut down, because as commissioners, we were there in the kitchen. We know what happened. Some of these things need to be spoken in a safe space. Commissioners, past and every generational commissions, and even to make it wider, the constitutional commissions that are there, they have something to give back to our country. Having commissioners and chasing them away, we lose a lot of the investment that the country puts on them. We only wish that we can have a safe space to talk about these things.
Recording in progress.
So that any other commissioner that is employed at IEBC will not be there just because of the salary, but will be there to ensure that things are done right and integrity is preserved. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cherera. Commissioner Masit. She disappeared again. Commissioner Masit. Is she the one in steps? Yes. She muted again. Text her if she's somewhere.
Okay.
Hello?
Can we ask you a question before you disappear? Maybe you hear Commissioner
I think
Masit.
Masit is back.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you
We
now,
can hear
Masit.
you, Masit.
You can hear me?
We can hear you. If you don't mind, if you can touch your video icon.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's the wind where I am. Thank you, bipartisan committee. Thank you, all members, for giving us this opportunity. I want to just say a few words, because, as you know, I still have a case in court. I have appealed at the Human Rights and Constitutional Court on my removal, and some things are being canvassed in court. But I want to say in brief, what was done in Bomas was not verification and tallying of elections. When we were announcing, all of us, what we were announcing were unwritten summaries, which were to be taken, to be typed, and to be brought back for commission, and each commissioner to check what they had written and what they had been typed, if it is in order. It went one way. Two, when the results came, it came only in 3 pages. And it was a summary in counties which exceeded 100%. That's where the dispute started from. How could we announce results which are over 100% and we have not been given Form 34C or summaries we wrote from constituencies to confirm whether what we announced and what had been typed is the same? Up to today, we've never seen from 34C. Again, what happened in Bomas, we had not finished even announcing 27 constituencies. The screen was technically put up for Kenyans not to see what was going on. And when we asked it, it became an issue. In Bomas, who were removed from our committees. I chair Legal Affairs Committee. That's what I used to chair. But 1 week to election, chairman wrote us letters, putting me logistics, welfare, and security with Wandeli, putting Cherera at the communication center, Nyangaya protocol, to remove us from results, and assigns results to Collier and Marchand only, with letters written specifically which are part of the process which are in court. We were never informed, we were never told anything, and when we wanted to say it, they said we wanted to overturn the people. Yet, when the security team came, there were no results. There was nothing. We could not even talk of results, because at that time there were no results. If anything, they just said there was tension in the country, and there was no student showing, and we were taking so long. We should ascend to ease the change. So up to now, we don't know the results, and it's very important that we audit these results. Very, very important, because when we audit and even made open to everybody, even those people who have been elected and who lost as MPs, and even others, they will know their results. Because I want to say, this was not tallying, there was was notification. It was just, it is not, I don't know what to say about it as a commissioner. It's a shame for our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Masit. And Cherera, please, we'll ask you to just stay online. We take a few questions.
Yeah, I want to go first. Why are you not here with us? Is it because of security concerns on the part of two of you? Of course, we take note of what Commissioner Masita said. Some of the matters are still in court. But for the benefit of the country, are you safe? Why are you out of the country? Thank you.
Yes, Chair.
Maybe first confirm whether you're out of the country.
I'm outside of the country for security reasons.
Okay.
Remember, I come from Rift Valley. Before that, even they said I betrayed the community. In the Facebook, in all social media, I was saying, I've never stepped in my home since that time. I've never even gone beyond my room. That time, I got calls, people telling me to drop the case. What am I doing? So many things, but I believe it's my constitutional right because I know what I did and what I didn't do. So it is because of security reasons. I'm out of the country and we're not doing even well because even the salaries we had, they were stopped. Even the 1/3 when I'm doing the case. So we are living at the mercy of people outside. So Commissioner Cherera talk on herself, but mine is a long story. I don't want to say so many details because I told you I have a case in court, but it's because of security reasons. Thank you.
Irene, this is Eugene Wamala. We're in college together.
Yes, we're actually the same year.
You're on campus together at the university. Yes, you know, Ishunga likes saying the school because we went to our land, but ours was the University of Nairobi. We're very sorry to hear that.
On a light note, at least now we know how you know Commissioner Irene.
We are... No, Irene, we are sorry to hear that you're out of the country. And literally from what you're explaining, because the whole country is listening, it's like you're in exile or something. Did you receive specific threats? What about your family? Are they in the Rift Valley? Have they also moved out of the country with you? And is Commissioner Cherera also under the same situation, being away from the country, not by choice, but literally in exile? Is that the situation with Commissioner Cherera as well? And sorry.
Thank you, Co-Chair, for that question. It's a very emotive question. You heard when Commissioner Masit was responding. She was really shaken, and it has taken a toll to all of us. I, being the vice chair and the voice behind the mic, and the team being dubbed by my surname, Cherera 4. I am in my late 40s, and I have a young family. My last born is 7 years old. It was bad even in school. Our social life was really thwarted. It was bad for my children. It was bad for my family. And I said some of things, we cannot say them on camera because it is not a safe space for all of us. We've been threatened just because we spoke what we saw and what we know. Personally, I was in charge of communication at Bomas. I used to get information and statements from the commission, and I give it out to the media. The screens were there to help the same, but came on Friday evening, the screens were stopped. Everyone used to come to me to get information. And you know, part of communication is the transparency bit that is a requirement in any election. I could not give people that information. I asked the chair that we refresh the screens so that Kenyans can see how many votes we have tallied, how many are remaining, and of course it was going to be helpful for the country to see the trend and also prepare them to the end. Of course, if it remains like 5,000 votes, people already know how this election has gone. But that was stopped, and it was not something that we had agreed in the commission plenary. I asked about this 2 times, and the chairman said that he was busy tallying. And this tallying, he was doing it alone with selected few. So all of us, even me as the vice chair, was kept out of this information. And that's why, even today, we will stand by our word that we disown this election presidential result because it was tallied by a few and it was not verified. As we were reading the constituency result, there were queries that were coming on our desk. We needed to get to know how these queries have been resolved to come to the final tally, but all that was not forthcoming. So our voice to disown the result has brought a lot of economic, social, negative impact to ourselves and to our families. When the security was withdrawn, it was withdrawn from our home and our personal security. And at that time, mandamanos were almost starting. And let me be very clear with the committee. It was said on that fateful Sunday when people gathered in a church somewhere, I can't remember. And after the sermon was just Cherera 4 should resign, Cherera 4 should resign. And after that, the opposition started saying that they will go to the street because of Cherera 4, they should not resign. As a Kenyan, loving the citizens of this country, that was the day I decided that Kenyans will not go to the streets in my name and blood be shed. Monday morning, I resigned after that Sunday. I did not resign because of myself. I didn't come to the commission to resign. I resigned for the sake of this country. If anyone is to fight for me, God will fight my battles. We conclude that since even to date, the commission published the 2022 presidential election, I want to submit that this election be audited. The servers should be opened and a forensic audit should happen. Let us put this thing to rest. After the audit, let us move on. But I will leave it to the committee and the country to decide. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cherera and Commissioner Masit. And maybe Commissioner Masit, there is a question, specific question on